Hello, my name is Hans George Campbell, and welcome to part 1 of my Commodore A2286 Bridgeboard series. In today's video, I'm going to be soldering onto the motherboard two 36-pin card edge connectors, which will give me two additional 16-bit ESA slots. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I have to do is I have to remove the solder from these holes here. That's the first thing I have to do, so that I can solder on these 16-bit ESA slots. Well, these are actually, they're called card edge connectors, but these will add the 16-bit part of the ESA slot. So I have to solder these in, but I can't solder these in until I first remove that solder from those holes. Now, some of the Amiga 2000 motherboards, like a lot of the Rev 6s, 6.2 motherboards, they have the solder already removed. Somebody at the factory was smart enough to use solder mask in these two areas here, so that when the board went through the flow solder, that these holes were not covered with solder. So that's that was smart. You know, whoever decided to do that at the factory, that was actually very smart to do that. But on these early Rev 4 motherboards, a lot of these holes, they have solder in them. So that solder has to be removed, and that's what we're going to do right now. So let me just make sure. Okay, put these over. Actually, I'm going to put these over here. I don't want anything happening to them. All right. So let me tin my desoldering gun. Okay. I think I'm going to have to bump this up just a hair. Okay. Pop that baby back in there like that. Alright, so that's ready to go. And we're just gonna, I want to make sure you can see it, see what I'm doing. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, what is going on here? Okay, I might have to first add solder to these. Sometimes you have to do that. Okay, so let me turn on my other iron. Yeah, turn on my other iron. I got to put water on the sponge, so I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I had to add water to my sponge. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Okay, let me move my iron a little bit closer. I got my solder here. Move this a little bit closer. Okay. Pull out some more solder. There we go. And let's do this, okay? Yeah, sometimes you got to add fresh solder to desolder, because a lot of times the old solder just won't conduct heat that well, and so it helps to add, you know, fresh solder. Make sure it's recording. Okay, it's recording. Alrighty. So that's what I'm doing now. Boy, that's a huge ground plane there. That's going to be a pain in the ass to get that sucked up. I can already see that. Can already see that. Yeah. Yep. Can already see that. Yeah, this caster solder is really good stuff. It's really good stuff. It's what I used to use in the industry. Now this is the rosin core. Just before I left, just before I retired, the industry started using the no clean caster solder, or water clean caster solder, and that stuff sucks. I hated that stuff. And those of you that have used it, you know what I'm talking about. That stuff really sucks. Doesn't solder worth a flip. But this rosin core solder, oh yeah, this stuff solders really good. Really good. Okay, so I added solder to all of that. So let's see if it's going to work a little bit better now. I might have to clean up my desoldering gun. It might be clogged a little bit. That's what. Well, that's what that's for. I don't know if you can see it under the camera or not, but that's what that's for. Unclogging my soldering gun. Okay, so let's see if this will suck up now. Okay. Okay, I think my soldering gun is clogged up. There. I think I might switch to my Big Blue. You might find that funny, but I do a much quicker and better job using my hand desolderer than I do with this desoldering gun. It's just what you're used to. And that's what I'm used to using. Now, screw this. That thing's a joke. I'm actually used to using a hand pump. So I'm going to unplug that. It either works or it don't work. And this is not working for me. I mean, for a lot of you guys, you swear by these things, you know, and if they work for you, that's fine. But I much rather use one of these. I can do a much better job, much quicker job. So, okay. You probably think that's funny, but watch. You'll see how fast I get this done. Oh yeah. Watch how fast I get this done. Try it. It's just whatever you're used to, you know. Oh yeah, it's done. Yep, working good. Yep, no fuss, no muss. Boom. See? I'm good with one of these. And I remember my fellow assemblers, when I worked in the electronics industry, they would laugh at me. Because they were using these big fancy electric desoldering pumps, desoldering guns, you know, when they had to do rework and stuff. And I used one of these. Even my supervisor used to laugh at me sometimes. She'd walk by, she'd see me using one of these. And she asked me, why aren't you using that nice desoldering gun over there? I told her because it sucks. What? Yeah, it sucks. Compared to one of these, those desoldering guns suck. Try it. See? Boom. It's being done, man. No fuss, no muss. There he goes. Ugh. Yep, all done. Nice and done. See? No fuss, no muss. Well, that's on a ground plane. That's going to be a pain in the ass. I'll probably have to turn the temperature up a little bit on that one. Alright. Could also try solder wick on that. Yeah. Okay. But you see how fast I'm going with this. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but you see how fast I'm going with this big blue. It's just whatever you're used to. You know, I'm used to one of these. Boom. I don't mess around with one of these. Now those little small ones, like what Gadget UK164 uses, those are too small. They don't have enough, they don't have the extra suck power that a big blue has. So they take forever. And when I'm busy doing something, I don't want to take forever. I want to get her done, so to speak, you know? I want to get her done. There you go. There he goes. There's only one left that I couldn't get. Okay, one thing I need to do is I need to put a little bit of alcohol on there, clean this up just a little bit. Now, you don't have to clean up these holes with solder wick and all that stuff before soldering. No, you don't have to do that. Nope, you don't have to do that. Because when you solder in the part, the pins in these holes, it's going to clean up automatically. It's going to reflow around those holes and it's going to be beautiful. Only time you need to clean up is when you're finished soldering. Then, of course, you know, you want to clean up. This is not clean up. I'm just making sure I get the little solder flakes away from the hole. I don't want those near the hole. But you see how fast I did this with that big blue. Now, on the one where there's a huge ground plane, okay, I'm probably going to need solder wick to get that up. So, put this out of here. Oh, come on. Probably going to need to get solder wick for that. And the type of solder, the type of solder braid that I use is this stuff here. This is really good stuff. Okay? It has flux in it. And it's the flux that helps this braid suck up that solder. You don't want to use solder braid that's dry. In other words, it doesn't have any flux in it, because you're going to have a hell of a time using that kind of solder braid. This kind of solder braid here has flux in it, and that flux helps the solder, it helps this braid, you know, suck up that solder. Okay. Now, believe it or not, I get this at my local Ace hardware store. That's where I get this. I usually buy them like 10 at a time. She special orders them for me. She knows I use them all the time. The owner of my local Ace. I use those all the time, so. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and try to get that solder out of that hole. Can you guys see it underneath the camera what I'm doing? Might have to bump up the heat. Yeah, I'm going to bump up the heat a little bit. Yeah. Oh, come on. You don't want to pull that braid up if it's stuck to the goddamn pad. To the pad, you don't want to do that. Come on. Come on, I don't want to lift that pad up. It's stuck to the damn... Okay. Boy, this one's not coming out of here. Wow. Okay, let me try my big blue again. Well, first, let me put some more solder. Add some more solder to that hole. And try the big blue again. Okay, try this again, see if I can get that solder out of there. On a huge ground plane. I mean, this one's huge. Oh, not coming out of there. Not coming out of there. Yeah, it's not coming out. Damn. It's not coming out. Son of a bitch. Man, it's not coming out. Oh, shit. Yeah, it's not coming out. It's not coming out. Man, that is one huge round plane. Okay, let me get my cutters. And I might have to try adding a little bit of flux. Just a little bit of flux. You guys see what I'm doing? A little tiny drop, not much. Just like that, about that much. That's all you need. That's all you need. Okay, so let me put this back. Alright, now let's see if we can get that out. Okay. Might have to go with a larger spade tip. Man, that almost got it out. That actually almost got it all out. Let's try this again. Almost got it all out. Wow. That is really in there. I mean, oh my God. It's this hole right here. See, it's got a ground plane on both sides. Oh my God. No wonder it's hard to get out of there. It's got a ground plane on both sides. Yeah, it's on both sides. That's what the problem is. That's a lot of metal. Alrighty, let's see if I can get that crap out of there. Yeah, it's not coming up. Oh man, are you serious? Wow. Okay, let me try adding a little bit more solder and oh man. Let me pull that over like that. Okay, now, see, we can't suck that up. I might have to go with a larger solder tip for this, larger spade tip. We'll see. It's just not coming out there. It's not coming out. Let me try to use this big blue again. It's not wanting to come out. it's not coming out. I'm probably going to have to force something in there to clear up that hole. So I will be back shortly. Okay. I got a little small resistor here. Maybe I can try to get that lead to go through there. Try to clear up that hole. Man. Okay, add a little bit more solder. Okay. Yeah, it's not coming out there. It just won't come out. Just will not come out. Oh, I hate when this happens. Shoot. I hate when that happens. I could try putting a little bit of another drop of flux up there. I mean, on there. We'll see if that works. Okay. All right. Put this back. I don't want that. Okay. So let's see if I can get that out of there. I got the iron set at 350 degrees Celsius. That's pretty damn high. Oh man, I could try bumping up a little more. I don't want to take a chance of messing up that pad. Bumped it up a little bit higher to 355 Celsius. Oh, man. I'm wondering, okay, I'm wondering if I can, because I got to tack this in anyway, right? All the other holes are freed up. So I'm wondering if I can just melt that, right? Push this in. It's just a ground. Okay? It's just a ground. And push that in. Solder in all the other leads and then solder that one too. You'll see what I'm talking about once I do it. Okay, so get that over there like that. Pull my iron over here. Get some more solder out. We're going to get this, we're going to get her done. Where the hell am I at? Oh. Where am I at? Alright. So, God, I hate these stiff cables on these new irons. Oh my God. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put this right through there like that, right? Don't push too much. And then heat up that one See? Okay, for some reason it's not wanting to go. Wow. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm thinking that's good. Heat it up some more. Okay. And I think that's in there. All right, that worked. I'll show you what I did. It should work. Yeah, you want to make sure that that is lined up with that other one. Okay, I think that's going to be good. I'll go ahead and tack it in. Yeah, I'll tack it in. Yeah, that should work. Oh, come on. Just like that. Okay, so let me get some solder in there, tack that in. It's just amazing. These can be a real pain in the butt. They really can. But by doing this, it will give me 2 extra 16-bit ESA slots. Okay, so yeah, that's why I need to get this done. Okay, now make sure that that's seated, because when you plug a card in, if that's not seated, it'll actually bust out the pad from the other side. So it's important that you get these properly seated. Okay, gotta make sure these are seated properly. Yeah, make sure they're bottomed out, that they're firmly seated. Okay, that I think is going to work out great. But let me double check, make sure, because the other side has to be seated too. Yeah, looks good. Looking it down like this. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. So let me go ahead and solder that in. Yeah, I think that'd be fine. Move all this stuff over, move that over. I want you guys to see it, what I'm doing. Can you see it underneath the camera? I think you can. Let's go ahead and solder this baby in. Oh man, I hate these cords. Really hate these cords. Okay. I might go back to using my old iron, because that's a real nice iron. A lot higher quality than this thing. Yeah, a lot higher quality than this. Come on, get in there. Okay. That's soldered in place. All right, and I'll zoom in so you can see it. It's right, I think, right there. Yeah. Let me get all the stuff out of the way. Put this away over here. The solder wick, put it over there. Put this over here. Okay. Alright, so let's put this underneath the camera. I think it's like what, right there? Let's zoom in so you can see what I did. Now it looks kind of messy because I haven't cleaned it yet. But now you see why I said that you don't need to clean the PCB first before soldering. Because when you solder the part on, okay, it will automatically melt whatever solder is on those holes. And it'll clean it up. You know, and then you just take your chem wipes and your alcohol and your brush and clean up the old flux, which is what I'm going to do next. And I'll show you how to do that. But, yeah. So that's that. Right there, and we'll flip the board over and I'll show you what it looks like on the other side. Looks pretty good actually. Let me look at it with my goggles. Yeah, that looks fine. Yeah, looks fine. Anyway, that's what it looks like. Well, all right. Excuse me. Right there. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So I will be back shortly and I will show you how to clean up a PCB after you finish soldering.